Hi everyone, it's the Assyrian priestess with you. I hope this finds you well. In today's reading, we're going to do a message from Lilith. A message from the goddess Lilith for the collective, and I've got loads of cards already. Okay, Lilith has a lot to say. So today we'll be reading from the After Tarot, which is a moment after based on the Rider-Waite, and the Thoth deck to clarify. So I'll move the Thoth deck over. So first card out, Eight of Wands. Fast-paced communication and going somewhere. Like fast-paced communication that has a goal. So you might be planning, thinking, designing, creating, connecting, or like making plans, inviting people. That's the energy of the Eight of Wands. Oopsie, okay, lots coming out. Goodness gracious. Okay, we have Six of Cups in the shadow. I'll just put it there. Okay, so let's just go one step at a time. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands and the Hermit card with the Six of Cups in the shadow. So you might have been finding yourself in a space and a place and a time of retreat, repose, quietude. The Hermit is the archetype of ourselves that goes within. It's a time of retreating. So if you have that feeling of like, I wish I could just get away and find a cabin in the mountains for a while and just read or write or, spend time in quietude, that's the Hermit archetype. And so I see here that you are currently, or you need to be, in a space of quietude, but I kind of feel like you're going to be jolted out of it, because in this space of quietude, in this repose, you will find the inspiration that you seek. Maybe you've been recovering, maybe you just got burnt out and needed time out. Maybe you were laid off work and just had a few months to yourself. The Hermit could be as banal as that. Or it could be a deeper spiritual significance that you turned away from the things that normally pleased you or excited you. You're at a new, maybe transformational place in your development. And so you've spent time in quietude. However, the message from Lilith is that soon or shortly you will be awoken out of this. So rest well, because your energy will be required. And it's required for some sort of Six of Cups purpose, some sort of destiny, something that connects you to the past in some way. And by the past, I don't mean a story that has played out that you need to revisit. It sort of reminds me of like a long-held dream or a long-held goal. Because here we have two children in the After Tarot going home. The Six of Cups is a going to your emotional home. Now, this might be ancestral. You might be planning a trip or be inspired to plan a trip to your ancestral country or to your country of origin if you are an immigrant. It might be going back to something, that you wanted to be when you were a child. So you might have always wanted to be an artist, but life got in the way. And so here is that long-held dream arriving with the Eight of Wands. So this period of inner reflection is going to lead to a period of activity. Now, the key word here under Lilith is rebellion. So Lilith is actually a winged demoness in the Assyrian tradition. She is also known to the Sumerians, and then later, of course, was very sacred to the Jewish tradition. And so you can find an entire mythology for Lilith there as well. So the rebellion piece is that Lilith is sort of an archetype of a feminine deity or winged fairy demon. Demons weren't dark in the Assyrian tradition exactly. She is the archetype of the exile. And so the Six of Cups is also a return on your own terms. Like if you have been exiled, and this is what the Hermit is about, maybe you were exiled by community, maybe you turned away. So in the oldest story known of Lilith, where the goddess Ishtar finds her in the tree of life, Gilgamesh actually helps Ishtar chop the tree down. And that's Lilith's home. So Lilith is so offended by this act of brutality, act of civilization, right? Because Gilgamesh is the civilized man. This was the period of the Assyrians and Babylonians moving away from nature-based religion into patriarchal order and justice systems and city-states. So he chops down the tree in order to make a throne for the queen Ishtar. And so Lilith represents this primordial nature deity. She's so offended that she turns away. And that's the Hermit as well. So you might have actually gone through a cataclysmic event and, literally an eviction where you have had to turn away. And you've been homeless for a while, physically or spiritually, emotionally. But there's a homecoming for you. The next cards, we've got 4 more cards. So the next 2 cards are the 2 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So this activity, this 8 of Wands activity, has you actually balancing some ideas around, juggling some ideas around, and opportunities and possibilities to build this long-held dream, or to maybe travel somewhere. Someone has come with an offer, or something has inspired you to regain this sense of hope and joy. And the next 2 cards are Major Arcana, which is massive. The Hanged Man and the Judgment card. So this offer that's coming, and we're reading from right to left, which is also in the Akkadian and Sumerian tradition. This offer that's coming, you're not going to know how to handle it, or you're going to want to take your time. That's the Hanged Man. It's the Piscean energy. It's you need time to really think, consider, and understand whether the offer is benevolent or not. I mean, the exiled woman isn't frivolous, and she isn't overtaken like the maiden energy. So for the maiden energy, when the maiden gets an offer, she's giggling, she's joyful, she's excited because she wears rose-colored glasses about the world. Lilith doesn't. Lilith is the woman who understands that, this cup, this offer could be poison. So she's reluctant to drink. If you have a Lilith archetype, like, you might be considered cold, aloof, avoidant. People throw that word around. The Hanged Man here is, again, kind of an imprint of the Hermit, is you are going to take your time with this offer or with this idea, and you're going to really consider it. And here in the After Tarot, we have a kind of Magdalene figure attending to kind of the Christ, offering him the libation, which, if you know the biblical story, she washes his feet with her tears. Sort of, I feel like, symbolic of that. Read it as you may. And it's going to call you to a new life. This cup is not poison. It's the opposite of poison. It's actually a life-giving elixir for you, if I'm honest. Let's clarify with a Thoth deck. It also wants to jump out. Take it easy, people. Okay, Knight of Cups. So, yeah, there is the offer. Oh, my goodness gracious me. And it's an offer of love and companionship and collaboration and joining. And I didn't want to say that with the Six of Cups, but look, it is a soulmate card. So someone's coming in fast, or it's going to feel fast for you because your energy has been the Hermit, has been the Hanged Man. But the offer is true, the offer is sincere, and moving from the Page to the Knight is this person, or your critical reflection of the offer is that it is mature and not as frivolous as the Page appears. Because the Page also can appear to be frivolous, clumsy, you know, and you can see like here in the After Tarot, he's clumsy, like he's not a refined gentleman, and so the fish pops out accidentally. And so, you know, the Lilith archetype's like raising one eyebrow going, don't know about you. Don't know if you're that impressive actually, young page. But then that young page comes back with a chalice on the white horse as a knight, saying, actually, I do offer you the cup, and we have the crab, which is the card of Cancer. And the offer is for a conjoining of forces. Now, this may or may not be a proposal of a relationship, but it is definitely a proposal for joining forces to collaborate on something, and it is destined. Note the large angelic figure pulling these two together. It is a fated destiny, and, you know, destiny is in our hands. We had 9 of Swords in the shadow there, so I can just see you stressing about it or overthinking it, but that's okay, because the 9 of Swords, actually, I love that card, and I'm going to do a tarot talk on that card soon to myth bust its negative connotations. Okay, interesting. We have the Hermit again. I wonder if this person's a bit of a hermit themselves, or maybe they've been in a state of repose as well. And then the Princess of Wands. So, yeah, I'm getting that similar energy. So we're repeating the message of a period of reflection, introspection will be jolted into inspiration and activity. Inspired activity. And maybe you have been invoking Lilith or making offerings to Lilith, or maybe Lilith is dear to you. Okay, 8 of Wands again. Okay, can't make this up. And Prince of Wands. Hello. So we have a royal couple. The two of you have a destiny to fulfill, whether it's 2 organizations, 2 families, or 2 individuals. You have a destiny to fulfill, and it will be fast and active and also pleasant. It'll be harmonious. I mean, I hope. Oh my goodness gracious me. 2 of Swords, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay. It's going to be a lot of attraction. And by attraction, it doesn't have to be like in a physical, sexualized way. It's the energy of attraction in its purest form. You will be magnetized to this cause or this purpose. Yeah, so if you don't know what I'm on about, maybe it is time for you to withdraw and retreat. So spend time inwards when you would normally spend time outwards, and just see what comes, see what inspiration comes. Okay, just honestly, look, we've got the Aeon and the Hanged Man, which is Is it Judgment and the Hangman? Are you kidding me? Again. Okay, this is where tarot gets amazing. We've got the Judgment and the Hanged Man again. I love this reading. This is, you are on, look at this artwork in the Hanged Man. You are being called to new life. And called to new life that honors your divine purpose in the world. And only you know what your divine purpose is, but what were you drawn to as a child? 9 of Cups, Prince of Cups. This journey, this activity will be deeply fulfilling to you. It will be based on everything that you believe in, everything that fulfills your heart and spirit with joy. Oh my goodness. Look at this Prince of Cups card. Like, it's so beautiful. Here he is again. There is an offer coming to you. And my first thing is, what's in the cup? Is that a snake? See, that's Lilith energy. She's suspicious. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's a collaboration. It's a project of sorts. Again, the 2 of Pentacles change. Got the Sun, the Knight, and the Prince of Swords with the Empress in the shadow. Okay. The Sun. What is this about? What is this collaboration or this purpose and this homecoming about? We have the Sun and the High Priestess with the 8 of Swords. I would read this as you're shedding light and you're bringing life to something only you know deep, deep, deep within. And if you don't know, ask the Oracle. But it's based on life purpose. It's a fated energy. 2 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Someone may be funding something. You know, you're asking, okay, the 2 of us, we want to do this thing. Okay, let's get it funded. Queen of Cups and the Emperor. So you are a very powerful person. You're a CEO, you're a leader, you're a manager, you're senior. You have responsibility over money, over people, over staff, over community. That's the Emperor energy. It's the benevolent authority and guardianship of an empire, right? So it's multiple things at once. Plus you're highly skilled and highly trained. And this energy that you're meeting with is based on fulfillment and joy and beauty and poetry and literature and art. The Emperor looks towards the Queen of Cups because she fulfills his spirit. Something will fulfill your spirit in this collaboration. Again, the Knight and Prince of Swords. So very intellectual, very strategic, lots of planning, talking, doing, researching, writing. Princess of Swords, another royal couple. I kind of get the feeling that you're going to meet someone who has the same childhood dream as you, or purpose in the world as you. And the two of you are going to collaborate on this purpose. And within the collaboration, a fate will be revealed. And it might be based on love. Way too many cards. But look, we've got the Hierophant and the Lust card, which is strength. And we had the High Priestess. So we have the Hierophant and the High Priestess, which is that fated union. So Hierophant and High Priestess as a royal couple, it's usually like two people who have an earthly fate to create, like a school or, you know, that kind of thing. Some sort of, maybe even like a company or a business or something, like a task. There's a task attached. And you can see that the High Priestess lives in the Hierophant. So he has been manifesting you. And you've been calling him. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Strength card is also the Divine Feminine here. Leo, card of Leo. But the Divine Feminine in her state of attracting the Divine Masculine. The Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands, this energy of fate, a fated, fiery, passionate drive towards a goal. And then we had the Devil and the Nine of Swords come out. So the warning here, it's not really a warning, but it is. The warning here is you are going to stress about this because of all of the past toxic energy that you've had to contend with. And Lilith knows this. She's the archetype of the women who have survived abuse, assault, all of that kind of stuff. So get support for that. That stuff is important. You know, the Nine of Swords, cruelty, Thoth calls it, but it's the card of the nightmare that haunts you. And, you know, the Nine of Swords, you can create heaven or hell with your mind. And I guess the Devil energy is, I think, for Lilith archetypes, when Lilith archetypes are approached by kind of energy that is very forward and masculine, you know, you can fall into that PTSD. Ace of Swords. So get clear on the task ahead. There's a task ahead, and I think it's going to be beautiful, and it's mirrored by the Eight of Swords. So some mirroring happening in this reading with the Ten of Cups in the shadow. I'll leave it there. Please leave me a like, a share, a comment. Let me know if any of this resonates for you. And let me know if you like Lilith or know of her. Otherwise, I will leave you, as always, with my love and courage until we meet again. Bye for now.